Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to another Monday morning art talk. So today's art topic is about getting noticed, okay? I think everyone wants to get noticed, and that's almost like this, even more so now. It just feels like this surge, and I think the internet has a huge part of this, but I think you got to just really put things into perspective just a little bit about getting noticed, because there's this rush, there's this desire, there's this urgency that we have now where I never remember that so much. And maybe if there's anyone who's in my generation of artists can maybe write something in the comments and maybe back me up on that as far as your feeling about it, where we just acted. We just did what we had to do, tried to, improve what we were trying to work on, just, maybe confused as to where we wanted to be. But there wasn't this sense of urgency of just wanting everyone just to notice you. I think that's something that's earned. It's something that it takes time. And when you think about it, it's like every major artist out there that you're aware of or you know of, or anyone who's, put their place on the map, so to speak, it took time. It took time to really develop and build, and eventually once that person was building up their own development, their own artwork, then they started to maybe get other ideas on how they could get their artwork seen. A lot of the time where artwork was seen, where people did get noticed, was through publishing, where you had to get a rep, or you had to just get someone, you were banging down doors, showing up at these different magazine places or the advertising agencies and showing your actual portfolio and trying to get that shot and given that chance. And it just took time in the development process of that. It's just like with anything that you're working on, some people are work on illustrations, which are a lot more detailed than other people, and that it takes time to work on. So if this is something that you really desire, if your desire is to truly get noticed, and that's what you're hoping for, because through getting noticed, through people seeing your work and understanding what it is that you do, well, that leads to jobs, that leads to other work, and then it's up to you to make sure that you're maintaining a professional attitude and aspect where you're getting that work done on time and you're just doing things right. And that's even just your invoicing. A lot of people don't forget to invoice or don't even invoice, or even having a little sample contract or anything that you may need. Maybe you have a lawyer, maybe you have someone else who can help you with that. But I think if your desire is to get noticed, you got to be willing not only just to start now, but don't think that it's going to happen overnight, number one, and know that you may be an investment of 3, 4, 5, 10, 15, 20 years before that even happens. I mean, what I'm seeing happen today, in all honesty, is just a lot of my friends, associates, people that I've worked with just for many years, who have been around forever, are really seeing the surgence happening now. Just through, they've been busting their ass for the last 20, 30 years in the industry, but now they're just starting to get noticed and starting to be seen, and all of a sudden their name is popping up there left and right all over the place, but they've been doing it forever. And it just happened to be timing. And that's something that you just got to consider. So don't get depressed or in a funk or upset if that's not happening at the pace you want to have it happen. Now, there are the lightning in a bottles people out there. I'm not going to deny that. There's some people out there on Instagram and Facebook and Patreon and these other places where they're doing some magic, and they're just getting all the attention, and they're getting noticed, and they're getting seen, and their artwork is terrific. And that's the bottom line. It's not just half-ass and average. Their artwork is really outstanding and terrific, and that's why people are paying attention to them. So never fool yourself. Never fool yourself to think that you are going to get that sort of notoriety and that attention if your artwork is, if you don't, complete crap. Okay, and I hate to say that word, but maybe you have great content and the artwork's not great, but you're freaking funny as all hell and so smart and so intelligent, and that's where people are reacting to that, and that's all part of the package. But don't think for a minute that you can get that sort of attention or notoriety if your artwork isn't, exciting to people. I mean, that's the bottom line. Look at you could say that about anything. If it's not interesting, well, why do I want to pay attention? If it doesn't have some sense of value, why put anything, the attention? There's people out there, again, they're so eager to get their name out there and doing stuff where they're creating content, but it's just not ready, and it's not there yet. And it's like maybe they even want to teach something and they want to show something, but they don't even understand the concepts themselves. So they're just rehashing what maybe someone else has showed them, or they're not adding any extra value to it. So you always got to remember that it's about what value do you have to offer? What can you give back to truly help people? And, part of it is we oftentimes have this imposter syndrome where we think that we're not good enough to even be doing it, yet really we are. So don't hopefully you don't get into that habit where you think, man, I'm just fooling them all. I mean, I've gone through that. Don't even want to get into how many times that's crossed my mind throughout my whole career with the jobs that I've got. Like, wow, why'd they pick me? How long is it going to be before they catch on to me and they grab me and they open up the door and say, we thought there was a different Steven Silver, so get out. That happens. There's always that aspect that happens. You're always going to go through that within your own work and your own belief system. But again, what it does is, what you got to do is, number one, have that honest belief. But again, don't be in such a demanding rush to where it sets you up for disappointment when it doesn't happen so quickly. And that's what I'm sort of really just trying to get out here. If that's your goal, just be prepared. Know you're in the long run with this. This is the long run. We know that. I just got to shut my door. The garbage man's coming. But that's the bottom line, is just know that it's gonna, you got to start putting in the time. Don't wait around. Don't just like, well, I'm not good enough right now and eventually I'll do it later. What I want to say to you is get started and pursuing whatever those projects and those things that you want to do, and you can start sharing your process, but also just make sure that you got something, to share, something to say, something to do, and that again offers that value to people, if that's what you're in the business of, just giving something of yourself and sharing it in that point. But yeah, don't be fooled by by this and that rush. And another thing that I want to say, because my mind's sort of spinning right now and thinking about it, we all go, the professional, everyone who's in this industry, we all go through the painstaking process of just drawing and trying to improve upon our own artwork. And It's something where I go through those funks. I've talked about it in different art talks. I go through the funk still, and not everything I put down on paper is satisfactory to my liking. It's painstaking at times. Like, I'm doing development all the time. I freelance all the time, work for many different companies doing things, and when I'm working on stuff, I get that job and I get sort of a little giddy, a little excited, about it, but then I go to hit it on paper and it's like, oh my God, man, what is going on? It's just not hitting me. It's just, I'm going crazy. It's just, I feel like I've never drawn before, like I'm drawing at the level of a sixth grader or something. It's just like, it's like repulsive. It's like, oh my God, nothing's coming. And then all of a sudden, maybe tomorrow, when I wake up, or maybe in the evening or some point in the day, all of a sudden that whatever it is, I can't explain it, it hits. And then I go back to the drawing and I start going over it again and it's working. So there's been many times where I got the drawing in front of me and I'm drawing it and like, okay, I'm roughing it out. I got to stay loose. You got to stay loose. I'm developing. And then I go back to it and oh my God, my cleanup line on that is just trying to figure it out. It's just not there. It's just not working, but it may be. And I go through a little bit of a funk, and how I get out of it is I just got to walk away. That's the only way to sort of really do it and maybe do something else instead. And then I come back to it and maybe at that moment I hit it and I get into strive and I'm all of a sudden I'm off and running. Okay, good. Now I'm on and woo, got through that. But it goes, again, you can talk to any professional about that. Anyone working in the industry, anyone you admire, they all go through the same thing. And if they don't, they're lying. They don't want to be forthcoming and honest, but we all go through it. So just know that is a huge part of this too. All right. So, just don't be in such a rush. Don't put out stuff out there that's just, you gotta be honest with yourself. Don't put out stuff that's just too early. I see it way too much, man. People putting out stuff and they're even doing tutorials on things and it's just like, what are you doing? You're showing people how to draw 10 times worse. Don't do that, That's a danger. It's a danger to your name and your reputation because you're not going to get the followers that you sort of, want to get. So, as long as you got something to say and share, that's when you're going to start seeing people. If they find value in it, they're going to start following you and you're respecting that. Just be careful out there. I know there's an urgency. I know it's a fast-paced world we're living in. The internet's to blame for that. But it's very fast-paced. We're afraid of the competition. We're afraid of the end result. We're afraid of where we're going to end up. We're afraid of, are we going to be able to support our family? Are we going to be able to raise a family? Are we going to be able to live and pay the rent this month? And there's a lot of things that go in our mind that sort of freak the hell out of us. But again, all you can ever do is just stay, have the right mindset, stay positive about it. Don't think negative. Don't throw all those negative thoughts in your mind. Live life now and just do what you can do and just do your best. That's the Boy Scout motto. Just do your best, all right? Just get out there, test yourself, go to conventions. Even if you want to get into book publishing or something else, go to a convention, a licensing convention, even a book convention, the Book Expo America. Happens every year. You see all the publishers and everyone, and go talk to other artists, authors, publishers. Go see what they even will say to you about your work. Get feedback as much as possible, okay, from people. It is very important, all right? That's it. Have a great one. Still taking some applications right now. I'm going to let people know in the next couple of weeks if they can get into my live classes down here. So if you're interested, feel free just to send out an application as long as you can make it. Don't send an application if you can't even come. You're wasting your time and my time. I get people who submit from across the world, yet they have no desire to come, over here. Don't do that. If you know that you physically can drive from wherever you live out to Simi Valley, then I'd love to see your stuff. But other than that, have a great week. Make it a great week. And I'll talk to you guys next week. Take care. Hello this is Steven, and I just wanted to tell you about this cool thing that I'm doing right now through my website at silvertunes.com. It's a Skype mentorship. In a sense, what I want to do is just talk to you, meet you, tell me about things that are happening in your life, see if there's anything that I could do to help you. I can look over your artwork, do your portfolio, and just maybe try to push you in the right direction that you want to take your life and your journey. All right, so you can go to silvertunes.com, go to classes, click on mentorship, and you can learn all about it. We can try to arrange a time, set up a date. It doesn't matter where you live in the world. And I just wanted to make it just very affordable, just to open it up, because I love doing this. I love meeting people from all over the planet. It's a really cool thing, and with this technology, why not? So that's it. Thanks. Whoa! Hey! Go back. Go back.
Go back.
Great. Go back. Go back. Ha ha ha.